And now for something absolutely unrelated to ham radio. What you see here is a flated camper shell. In any case, this is flated number 2 for me. Number 1 developed a leak, and shout out to Flated. I reached out to them saying, hey, how do I fix this? I figured it was a me problem, something I had to solve. And they immediately said, no, just send it, just fill out the RMA form and send it in for a warranty replacement. And I did, and I sent my old one in, and they sent me this one in return. This is brand spanking new, like really cool of them. Thank you guys. Not sponsored, not related, so on and so forth. I don't know what else to say. However, that means that I have to organize my setup again. The last time I did this, I didn't even make a video about it because I didn't think of it. Since I have the time and the thought about doing it now, here we go. What you saw is my curtain. This is the same curtain I was using in my old pickup truck to keep light out as much as possible anyhow. When I originally set up my first flated, what I did is I bought these, if you don't know, the flated toppers are made out of the same stuff as stand-up paddleboards are. So you're able to go online and buy stand-up paddleboard accessories like this D-ring or attachment point to do things, right? And what I did on my original flated was that I set them up in the corners of the topper so I could run some string or some 550 cord across it and then drape my curtains over it. That works okay. It doesn't work great, it works okay. But what I'm thinking about doing is this. The original setup was where the D-rings were in line with the running of the truck, if you will. So they would lift and set up this way, vertical, and parallel to the window. The idea being I could thread some 550 through it, and with the tension of the line, I'd keep it from, tensioned up. That worked okay, wasn't great. This time around, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that 90 degrees so that the D-ring is perpendicular to the window. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some dowel to run the length of this to act as a curtain rod. So these are going to go about there. And I'm going to do this all the way around. So I will have one in each corner of the window wide enough that the curtain drapes freely. And then I'll have one for the front window. And then you have my prep work is right here. I have a little bit of sandpaper to scuff up the surfaces. I have PVC glue, which is pertinent because it's what will stick to this material. I wish I could have done the magnets thing, but I can't find a way of attaching magnets to that material. So this is what we have. In addition to the window D-rings that I'm going to add, I'm also going to add a couple of D-rings along the length here in the tape junction stripe here, so that I can hang either my fishing rod or in addition to that perhaps a light hanging from there. That way I can hang a light. I've been using command strips on the edges to do my lights. I'm going to continue to do that, but I'm also going to add a D-ring somewhere there and somewhere over there so that I can clip a light and have an overhead light that doesn't have to run off my regular house battery, if you will. I'm going to prep one of these. I'll walk you through one of them. I will not bore you with the rest of them. I'll just time lapse the rest and then we'll come back. Because no plan ever survives contact with the enemy, and this time enemy being poor planning on my behalf, I'm having to shift things. As you can see, if I had gone to the corner there, that would have left a bit of the window exposed. Not a lot, but enough that I know that I would be annoyed by the light that comes through there. So now I have to make a decision. Do I want to be annoyed by the light that comes through there, or do I want to shift the curtain and the D-ring to make up the difference? And the thing is, either way, I'm going to be stuck having to work around this gusset for masking. In addition to that, I was planning on having another D-ring set up right there so that I could do the back window curtain, and obviously that's going to overlap. So now I'm in a bit of a pickle, and I got to figure out what I want to do. What's more important to me, that side window or the rear window? Or maybe I can figure out a way of working around the problem entirely. So maybe instead of setting up this this window D-ring on the top of the camper shell, maybe I set it up on the side. Maybe there. The higher I get it, the better off I am, because I want as much of that curtain covering, and I want it this way so that the curtain rod threads that way. That makes sense, yeah? Yeah, I think that's going to be the ticket there. If I do that, I still leave myself with enough room on the top to do the rear window drape, if you will, or curtain. That should work. So let's mark this out. I gotta get a Sharpie. Or not. I can just hold it there. That's good enough, right? Drape this here. And then that'll work. I think that will work just fine. I gotta figure out how high off the top I am so I can match it on the other end. But that should work just fine. Let's give that a try. I'm using painter's tape to mask this, and I am masking this to keep the glue from spreading all over the place, right? I'm folding over the ends of the masking tape to make it easier to peel after the fact. And there we have it, a rough mask of what I need to glue up. I'm going to do this to all the other D-rings, and I'll come back. I was literally finishing the second masking of these things when I had a ha-ha-ha moment. I have a cutting pad, and it's easier for me to just make strips of blue tape, lay it out on there, pop that on there, and then use either a Sharpie or a pencil to draw around it. I'm going to see if the pencil will work, because the only Sharpie I can find is that monster. Yeah, the pencil seems to be just fine. So now if my train of thought works, I don't know if you're going to be able to see the pencil outline on there. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to take my utility blade and cut on the inside of that circle. I don't even have to pry the circle off. All I have to do is, if I did this right, just peel this up. It'll leave the circle behind. Yeah. Just make sure you layer your tape in such a way that you can do that. And now I can just put this where it goes on the camper shell and do the next one. And as you can see, that works out really well. I only have, let's see, 1, 2, I only have 6 more of these to do. That's a whole lot easier than holding that doobly-doo up. Yeah, let's get that done. In addition to putting the D-rings on, I'm also going to reinforce the corners of the rain skirt, if you will, on this unit. On my old unit, both corners tore up at some point in time in the last, I don't know, I think I've owned it for maybe 6-7 months. And I asked Flated about that, and they sent me a video on patching the corner. I'm just going to be preemptive about it. I'm going to use some of the patch material that they send with the topper, and I'm going to patch in here and lay in a support strip, if you will, corner to corner. I'm going to go the whole length. I'm going to split this patch in half, and I'm going to go the whole length here around, so hopefully it doesn't split on me. If it does, I at least know how to patch it, right? I'm just hoping that by supporting it with an extra layer, I'm being preemptive. Besides, this feels like rubber or some form of rubber or silicone or something like that. And this is most definitely not. This is like weaved PVC cloth, and significantly less likely to tear than whatever this is. So my initial masking versus my template masking right next to each other. Next, I'm going to take my sandpaper. This is 80 grit. I'm just going to scuff this slightly. And I'm also going to scuff the D-pad. You don't have to do this really, but I also know that these kinds of glues work best when they have a little bit of a surface to grip into. Fact is, if it gets to the point where I'm getting to the point where the glue will detach, the topper will rip off, right? It will rip apart. And now that I have those two scuffed, I'm going to take some isopropyl alcohol on a rag, if you will, clean it up, make sure that I don't have any oil from my fingers or any dust left over from the scuffing. And once that dries, then I will add the glue. I'm using some glue I got off of Amazon, and it has a 5-minute set time, I believe. Let me double check. I'm not seeing it here on the label, but I remember reading it on the website that it's 5 minutes. So it means I will apply glue to the topper and to the D-ring, wait 5 minutes, and then attach. I'm gonna go get all of these spots prepped before I go ahead and get the gluing going. So now I've prepped and cleaned all the glue spots. Now it's time to get nasty with this. Basically, we're trying to just get a thin layer going on all of these. And now we'll do that with the rest of the setup. 5 minutes, I'll be back. And hopefully I'm not terribly late. It took me right around 6 minutes to get around the entire perimeter with the prepping of the glue. So now let's lay down some D-rings. Boy, that stuff grips right away. I forgot how quickly it just grabs. I was trying to center that a little bit better, but again, if it becomes an issue of load bearing, I have news for you. The material is going to rip long before you have before the bond breaks on this glue stuff. There we go. Press it down. I'll get the rest of these done. I'll come back. I did have to go back and touch up with glue about half of them, from there all the way around to there. It seems that the 5-minute bond time, they mean it. And I'm in a garage that is roughly 75 degrees, and I have a dehumidifier going, and the relative humidity in here should be around the 35% right now. Those tacked up okay. And by the time I got around to over there, I started to notice that I really needed to touch them up, so I started touching them up here. Next, I'm going to do the corner reinforcements. And now we just wait for the glue to actually properly set or cure, if you will. I have the gusset or the reinforcement here. Same thing on the other corner. And we're going to give this a few hours. It only needs maybe an hour, but I have other stuff to do. I'll come back. While I waited for this glue to cure, and I'm sure it's going to cure a few more hours, if not a couple of days, I went ahead and got some stuff done, and including going into town to the hardware store and getting some dowel rod. This is some 1/2-inch dowel rod. I went ahead and knocked off the edge with a sander so that there's no sharp anything anywhere near the inflatable bits. I bought these in 6-foot lengths because it will take a 6-foot length to get the sides done. So you can see that'll hang there just fine, and I can drape my curtain over it. And then I measured the width of the back and the width of the front. They're ever so slightly different, and cut dowel to the proper lengths. This is the one for the very back. Same deal there. I just rounded off the edges with a belt sander. Took anything rough on it, took it off. I'm thinking I may paint those, but not right now. In any case, let's see if I did a decent job of fitting them, because the front to back ones are super easy to snug in there, right? Or to get in there. Let's see if I managed to make these the right length, or if I have to trim them. I did make sure they went the full wide as I could get them, and it looks like I'm gonna have to trim it, because yeah, there's no getting around that one. I'm gonna have to knock off probably 1/2 inch on one end or the other, and then round over the edges again. Let me check the one towards the front of the cap. I would call that damn near perfection. Trim made. Let's see if it fits. Very snug fit, but it fits. And secondarily, let's pull test the D-rings. They're holding all the weight they need to hold. That's really all I care about. I'm gonna go ahead and take the masking off of all of this and come back. And just like that, we're almost ready to go onto the truck. I was editing the video and I realized, you know what, I didn't show you how this finally ended up at. So here we are inside of the back of the truck, and that's the side curtain, that's the back curtain. Yes, they look different. It's what they had it for sale, okay? And I have a flashlight in here. Let me turn this flashlight off. I don't have all 4 curtains up. I only have 2 of the 4. Because if I set them all up, it's too dark in here to shoot video. And there we are with the light turned off. There is some ambient light that is not showing up in this video, but that's okay. As you can see, it works really well. I did shoot how to put the straps and secure this thing to the back of the truck. That'll make the video an extra 20 minutes long, and I didn't feel like making that long of a video. So if you want to see that, let me know. Put it on the comments, and maybe I'll take that footage and turn it into a, hey, this is how you install a flated camper shell onto your pickup truck. That's all I have on this one, folks. Catch you in the next one. 7-3.